Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is the Aries full moon post traumatic stress or PTS that we may be having, and a mid to late October horoscope for all signs. This is video number three, part three. Um, and I will put links in the comments section for the other videos which have the other signs, as this video will have um, Aquarius and Pisces on there. So in this video I will explain the fallout and the possibilities regarding the Aries full moon we just had on the 17th and your mid-October horoscope, as it is setting up some future events. So please do listen um, regarding it. I usually do not do biweekly or weekly scopes, but I decided to do that because I wanted to address the depression or anxiety post this full moon. And the other thing is if you want to take a your birth chart, you can get a free birth chart by doing a Google search, and just look for where Aries or Libra falls in your natal chart, or 24 degrees, because it was in both the sun and moon were in 24 degrees, as well as the nodes. They were in Aries and Libra, also at 24 degrees. And then I'm going to be discussing Mars and Cancer, so you may want to look at where Cancer falls for you in your natal chart, and then Pluto or Capricorn, um, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to fully go into specific scenarios because I've already done that with the full moon and Aries videos. And again, I'll put a link in the comments section. Instead, I will just briefly mention what area the ending happened in and help you navigate through all that. So, going to your sign, let's see where you are. Okay, so there was an ending regarding your commuting, your short distance travel, communication device, the way you communicate, or maybe social media, and in regards to followers, maybe neighbors or your neighborhood. This was in opposition or opposed by some sort of long distance travel or intellectual travel, where you travel in the mind, higher education, foreigners or foreign places, philosophy, and the World Wide Web. Even publishing is inclusive here. Again, I will not speculate on the different scenarios, as I've already done that in other videos, in the full moon Aries video. My focus in this video is helping navigate the people who may have been hit really hard and are feeling despondent or depressed or apprehensive, even anxious. I don't want those people or Aquarians, some of them, uh, swept up in the current of the change that's coming up, um, nor being left behind, because neither place is good. So, some Aquarians may indeed be feeling depressed or on edge regarding the loss they experienced, whether it was by choice or it was pushed on to them, where their philosophy or travel was advising for a compromise rather than a full ending. Foreigners and academia might also have played a part in this opposition. As well, Pluto's lingering all up in your head, once again, grinding away at maybe your faith and psyche, or the past, or your history, which is not helping matters. Neither, like I said, Mars and Cancer, who is bringing a lot of heat and deadlines to your health, routines, scheduling, and your service to others or a pet. In essence, you can't have only part of your body in working order. You need your mental health in sync with your physical health, with rest. with a fine-tuned schedule to be of any service to yourself, let alone to others or someone else. So, seeing the logic behind an ending regarding your neighborhood, a certain commuting style, or what have you, um, needed to happen. So, seeing the logic in needing this end to balance your psyche and routine should make you um, not so despondent or nervous, because Aquarians see the light. And I'm choosing logic specifically for you because you are a logical sign, yeah? After all, you are practical, um, and a sign, and an ingenious sign. Even if you sacrifice, sorry, if your sacrifice is for the good of all, but logically, knowing that you were not able to give it your all, or even if you had yourself sacrificing lower income for a job that suited this neighborhood or neighbors or foreigners or language deal, um, in the end it could not continue because it doesn't serve anyone. Okay. Another reason to not feel despondent is there will be a new or a regeneration beginning uh, regarding your third house of neighbors and communication, which is set for this spring. So it is not a total loss here. This ending is placing you in a better neighborhood, maybe, or with better communication devices, most likely, or skills to embrace this activity once again come spring. Like I mentioned before, you may actually be seeing or feeling relief now that this monkey is off your back. The only lingering fear I see in your chart is Pluto's last few weeks back in your um, hidden house that might have you freaking out again. Um, but again, you are a logical sign, and if you switch off the feelings and switch on your logic, you will understand that Pluto is actually empowering you here by taking you back down to your hidden self one last time to remind you that only fear itself is debilitating, but facing that fear gives you an empowerment. So an empowerment regarding your old self can be put to rest, and Pluto will reward you by early December, Christmas, and or by the new moon in Capricorn, um, thereafter. Okay, or a seed of something new then. So, okay, moving on to your mid to late October scope, the Sun in Libra will square Pluto in Capricorn for the third and final time in our lifetime. And there you go. Whatever or whoever was screwing with your psyche is served their just deserves through the justice of a newfound philosophy, travel or intellectual travel, um, publishing or the World Wide Web may have helped. It may have been a professor, guru, foreigner, or editor, maybe, who may have a relationship with or are partnered with. Excuse me, or you are partnered with. As Libra rules all types of partnership relations. As soon as the square happens, this sun then moves into Scorpio and your 10th house of career, status, and authority figures, taking you up on the conversation, message, or agreement you talked about earlier in the month. It was on the 13th where um, Mercury in Libra squared Pluto in Capricorn, and then a little later, Mercury entered Scorpio. Excuse me. Let me just get a drink of water. All right. So where was I? So yes, regarding your career status and authority figures, there is a new moon in Scorpio on November 1st. So you will be planting the seeds of something new regarding your career and status, or you will be given an opportunity at this new moon. So that will be also an exciting thing to look forward to. Later on the 24th, we have Mars in Cancer sextiling Uranus in Taurus. Another action from and of a better and healthier routine and schedule is opening a surprising new door regarding your home, family, parents, country, or patriotism. So that is exciting there, and you have been getting like regarding your home and family. There has been unique surprises or shifts um, there for a few years. The only thing to note with Mars in Cancer is it's taking its sweet time for almost 7 months, um, instead of Mars just going through Cancer a few weeks, which it usually does, which means there will be a retrograde, and there is one. So just anticipate, just with any retrogrades, reversals or delays or cancellations or a switching up of stuff. So how to navigate that would and not be frustrated is have backup plans just in case. Cancer is also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Cancer naturally rules the home and family. um, Mars does not really feel that comfortable in Cancer because it's the ruler of Aries. That's a fire sign. It's a little bit muted in Cancer, but still you do see action here. Um, Also, Mars is the god of war. I don't know if I mentioned that. It rules Aries. And it's all about action and deadlines. And I mentioned what Cancer naturally rules. Um, and your health, habits, and routines, and this chaos house is involved, along with a deep rooted, like I said, family house. So try not to buy into this rush, or of Mars, or try not to be the one to start or bring any heat into this situation. As with retrogrades, that energy might be reversed against you. And like I said, there may be reversals or delays. So that's the only thing to keep in mind with Mars. And when it does go back, you can make changes accordingly because it'll slow things down. You can make things changes, and then when it's ready to move forward, you will be adding or subtracting um, to this daily routine or schedule. You'll be fine tuning it. By then, you'll be a pro. um, okay, Aquarius, I'm ending it on that, and we'll save a brand new, exciting, and maybe even your neck of the woods shocking new work on the way you appear will suddenly happen by mid November. There's a big bump in the sky. Pluto will leave Capricorn and enter your sign. So you have a lot of changes regarding how people see you. But I will save that for your November scope as well. There's other things going on in November. And oh, and half of you are who listen are not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button. It is free, and then you can get notified about your November scope. Okay. So tune in then, and good luck and goodbye for now. Hi Pisces. Always the best for last. Uh, okay, Pisces. I didn't do an intro to this um, video. This is um, video number 3, part 3. I will put in the comments section links to the other videos if you wanted to hear the other signs, um, and or the intro in the first video. But basically, I decided to do the Aries full moon PTS, post traumatic stress, that some of us are having, um, because it was a powerful full moon. And I feel like, with my own experience and family, friends, and a lot of people who I've talked to or have contacted me are feeling despondent or in despair. Some are actually feeling uneasy or nervous or anxious. And there are huge changes coming. The outer planets are the ones that cause these life altering changes. So they're switching signs, and we're getting into Aquarius weather. So there's going to be like this huge sweep movement, and I don't want these despondent signs to be left behind, hanging on to the past. Neither do I want them to be nervous about going into an uncertain future. So neither is good. And I'm trying to reach out to those people, um, and try to help them, you know, with whatever ending that happened, or if they're despondent or anxious, maybe give them more information that will help them navigate this PTS. uh, so let's um, let's just straight up jump into what ending this Aries full moon was about for you. Either you initiated an ending, or a loss in your second house of job and income or value system, or you were forced to resign here. You probably got pushback or slack from a partner because of joint finances, or the way people maybe value you. Or it could have been a government benefit or grant, maybe a credit or a loan that obviously would oppose you losing your job. And it was really calling for more of a compromise. But that's the stereotypical interpretation of it. So this video scope is not really to speculate on the different scenarios this took shape. Uh, uh, because I have already done that in the full moon in Aries video for you. My concentration in this video is really to reach the depressed Pisces, like I mentioned before, who were seriously affected and who may be, for lack of better words, drowning in depression. And I am also doing a mid to late scope for you guys as a bonus, because I usually don't do weekly or bi weekly scopes. In any case, my despondent Pisces, I'm talking to you for this paragraph. The first thing of turning that depression into a positive energy is calling on your faith and intuition, because you are highly sensitive now. Uh, Whether you initiated this ending or it was forced up on you, it needed to happen to clear it all away, because God, or the universe, is setting up a really dreamy and idealistic regeneration or new opportunity. Um, maybe maybe the same job but a different position, or maybe a completely new job for you come spring 2025, because Neptune, your ruler, will leave your sign and enter Aries, your second house. The only boundary or restriction that Saturn may impose on you with this new beginning is whatever the opposition to you losing your job and the circumstances of how it all went down will ride along. And why I mention Saturn is because Saturn will also leave your sign and enter your job and value sector. So both Saturn and Neptune will be there, giving you your idealistic, dreamy yearning of a job, of this perfect job. But Saturn will also help you structure a good foundation here. So that is one caution I advise you to anticipate regarding the boundaries, is whatever ending that happened here, if there was a fallout, you will be carrying it over with you in spring, but only because it needs resolution. Um, uh, because it won't be a perfect job if you have some baggage left over. So you know how to go about that. Okay. Now, as I mentioned in your full moon in Aries video, if you did not feel this personally, maybe you felt it through a partner, and your partner may be in despair, where it is bringing you down now. Your partnership, though, is salvageable only because this is concerning money and a restart, not really an ending with irreconcilable differences. Oh my God, I I've been trying to say that word um, throughout the other videos too, and I can't get it out. So yeah, so it's about money. It's not about uh, severe disagreements in your relationship. Um, and if you also remember, I mentioned there is money here all around you because you have your second and your eighth house lit up. It's just a matter of creatively balancing um, it, maybe through a loan, either conventional or since you are the new leader of the pack, maybe your group can do a pool donation saving where everyone can draw upon it each month or whatever stipulations you guys put on it or when it is needed. I'm not really too worried about you, Pisces, as Neptune, your ruler, is still in your sign, empowering you with your self image and the way you appear. So you've got gained a lot of confidence here, and all you need to combat any depression or angst is confidence. That is why Neptune is still in your sign, still helping you with that. Okay, you have to many of us, many outsiders, you have changed a lot since 2012. My Pisces friends certainly has. Okay. Now, regarding the scope for the remainder of October. So, early this week, we see this sun. I think it's tomorrow, but it's a heavy duty um, aspect. So, you might feel it a day before or after. We see the sun in Libra. It will square Pluto in Capricorn for the third and final time in our lifetimes. Wow. So, a friends, group, or association or a clique is demoted down to size because of the way a partner values you. Or an association is served their just deserves because of some type of government, maybe, or tax situation that vindicates you. Or it could just be friends or groups uh, rallies to your partner's cause, like I mentioned as a solution earlier. If you want to narrow it down, try to remember when earlier in this month, around the 13th, Mercury in Libra squared Pluto in Capricorn. So the discussion, the talk happened early in the month on the 13th. Now the sun is shining a light on it, or you're seeing a sign off on that agreement here. Okay. As soon as that happens, the sun moves then to Scorpio, shining a light on your travel, higher education, philosophy, a foreigner, foreign lands. Might be a foreigner, but you could still be speaking the same language. Any publishing endeavors and or the World Wide Web. So you will be busy with that and making changes as you will seed or start something new here on the new moon in Scorpio on November 1st. So that's another good thing to look forward to. Now, the next big thing that happens on the 24th of October is there will be a sextile from Mars in Cancer to Uranus in Taurus. Cancer is your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. And Cancer naturally rules the home and family. Taurus is your third house of commuting, communication, communication devices, neighbors, the neighborhood, and social media. Um, for some of you, this looks like either one of your, maybe a child or one of your children, or maybe a couple of them, or a related younger generation is setting up or surprising you with maybe a new communication device. Maybe they're all pulling in and getting you a car, um, or helping your social media profile boom and getting you like a good amount of followers that you can maybe monetize or something. Or it could be a romance or a lover moves closer to you or in your neighborhood. Or your neighbors or neighborhood changes in a surprising way because maybe your child gets a promising career, adult child, let's say, it gets a promising career or job that helps the family and household make a move. Or they can be moving out and it gives all of you more freedom. It can be that scenario. It could be a myriad of scenarios, but it is setting up regarding a revolutionary change in your home and family by May next year. It'll be a surprising one because it's Uranus leaving Taurus and entering Gemini. Gemini is your fourth house of home and family, and Gemini is the twin, so you might get two homes. um, yeah, maybe that'll happen. Maybe you'll get a summer home. The only thing I want you to be aware of with Mars being in Cancer is that Mars will be in Cancer until April next year. This is a long time because Mars usually does just a few weeks in a sign. And it will stay that long because it will retrograde. And because Mars is all about action and talking later, well, first, if there are any conflicts between a, well, my video editor is really rude to me. It cut me off. There's a cut off time limit of how much I can record. So going back to um, if there are any conflicts between a romance child and you, I advise you not to rise to the conflict, nor be the first to start a war here. Because, well, for one thing, when it retrogrades, there may be a reversal or a delay or a cancellation or a revised situation. Plus, the energy you expend here may turn against you during a retrograde period. Okay, so if you're starting a war, that war will come back at you. Um, so don't throw the first stone. Don't cast the first stone. You don't want to be dodging stones when it retrogrades. Good energy is fine, but just the negative, heated energy, you don't want it turning back on you. Okay. Um, and I think I covered everything for the November scope. So I hope I touched and reached out to any despondent or nervous people out there, and you still yet will have um, an exciting new sudden direction regarding your hidden world, the past, your faith, and your psyche, or maybe a secret, is set to have a bump by mid November. So, yeah, I'm saving that and other new things happening in November for your November scope. So, this is the perfect time to say half of you who listen are not subscribed. So, hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when your November scope goes up. And subscriptions are free on YouTube. So, help a girl out. All right. The best of luck to you, Pisces. And like I said, you're intuitive and you have Neptune in your sign. So I know you've got this. All right, I'll talk to you in November.